Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a booster box ranking video. I'm going to do all the booster boxes that are already out. So it's not going to include OP11, OP12, OP13, PRBO2, EBO2. None of that's going to be included. Everything up to OPO10, Royal Blood, and then EBO1 and PRBO1. And a lot of people have been asking me to do a top 5 and also just a ranking video. So we're going to go through all of it. And it's going to be quite in depth. So I really want to keep the editing to this kind of as a minimum. So if I stutter over my words a few times and stuff, forgive me. Let's get right into this though. We're going to start off with Romance Dawn Blue Bottom. And you can tell I wrote a nice big red B on here, which is going to signify blue bottom compared to the white bottom one. I'm going to put blue bottom right now in A tier. And we're probably going to move it around a little bit. We're going to have some things, once we get everything in there, it'll kind of make sense. Romance Dawn, first set of One Piece that ever released. It's a decent set. When we look at the cards in this set over here, you have the Shanks manga up top, you have a Zoro card, Trafalgar Law, Monkey D. Luffy, Nami, a lot of fan favorite characters, I guess you could say. Nothing too crazy in terms of artworks and in terms of, super rare cards. There are no gold dong cards or anything or wanted posters in the set, but still, it's the original set. I kind of equate it to something like base set in Pokemon, the first edition base set. That's why I think the booster box, especially the blue bottom, is going to be solid. Obviously, this box, though, is already $1,100, $1,200 USD, so it's already quite expensive. But if you can find one at a decent price, that's kind of what I'm going for right now. I'm really trying to, get a good deal on one of these, just so I have some exposure to it. And if we want to look at the value of the cards inside, the top 3 values about $1,500, the top 5 values about $1,900, and then the top 10 value is almost $2,400, which is very respectable and really only trails OPO9, OPO5, and PRBO1. So again, very strong set comparatively to a lot of the other sets. And just because it's first edition, we're going to put it in Gear 4 for now. And you guys can see Gear 5, Gear 4, good, decent, and trash. Those are our ranking systems. And here we go, white bottom. So this is going to be your second wave print of Romance Dawn. I'm just going to put this in good for now, and I imagine it might even drop a bit further, or it's going to be towards the back of good tier at the end of this. Again, kind of same reasons. You have a solid amount of decent cards in there, but you can kind of equate this to base set unlimited or something when you want to, compare it to Pokemon, if that makes sense. It's not as good as the first edition boxes, which are rare and more looked after and sought after, I guess you could say, by collectors. So I'm going to put that in good tier for now. Paramount War next up. I'm going to put this in good as well, and I'm going to put it behind Romance Dawn. And you guys are going to see the trend. I'm going to put a lot in good, and we're going to eventually move some things into decent and trash. Paramount War, not terrible. If we want to look at the cards in this, you have the Ace manga card up top. You have a Smoker, a Garp, Edward Newton. So some decent cards of popular characters. But again, nothing crazy. When we go look at the value, the booster box price, $196 right now. Top 3 value, $984. Top 5 value, almost $1,200. But top 10 value, almost $1,400. So it really drops off outside those top 5-ish cards. And this is still kind of towards the higher end when we look at top 10 value compared to a lot of these other booster boxes. So I don't think it's something that we could put lower right now. Especially just based on the value. But again, when we consider later on this video print runs and exclusivity of some of the specialty sets, it might drop a bit further, but for now I think that's okay. Moving on, we have OPO3 Pillars of Strength. I'm going to put this right behind Paramount War in good for now. When we look at Pillars of Strength, again, very close booster box price to Paramount War. Top 3 value, much lower. Top 5 value, much lower. But top 10 value, it gets a fair amount closer actually. So maybe the top hits in Pillars of Strength, which is over here somewhere, not terrible, but again, not as popular. I think a big thing is the wanted posters. This is the first set to have the wanted posters. You have a Luffy one, a Captain one, Doflamingo, Kaido as well. So that's something that helps bring up the value of the top 10 cards in this set. Again, nothing too crazy. Soga King alternate art manga up top. I probably prefer the Ace from Paramount War, and that's why it's behind it. And honestly, you could probably make an argument for it to be in decent tier instead of in the good tier. Next up, Kingdoms of Intrigue. This booster box is $153. You have a top 3 value of $677, top 5 value $803, and top 10 value just over $1,000. So it did make it over $1,000, which is good. But outside of that, like really, there's nothing too crazy in this set. Sabo manga up top. You have a Boa Hancock, which is great, but then it really drops off. Trafalgar Law, Rebecca, a couple other cards in there as well. For now, I'm going to put this in decent tier. I probably wouldn't be picking up this box. Maybe anything in good and above, I would want to get a little bit of exposure to at a good price. Decent tier and below, you really have to have a really good deal on it to make me want to buy some of these boxes. So for now, I'll leave it in decent tier. Next up, Awakening of the New Era OP05. You guys know I have a lot of this already, and that's why it's going in trash. No, I'm kidding, guys. We're going to put it in A tier, and we're going to put it in front of Romance Dawn. OP05, Awakening of the New Era, great set. When we look at the booster box price, it is starting to pull away from the pack a little bit. $217.42. Top 3 value, $4,343. Top 5 value, almost $5,000. And then top 10 value, about $5,300, almost $5,400. This set has that Monkey D. Luffy up top, the manga card, but you also have the alternate art gold signature one. And I really like this card, and I like the fact that it's a signature from Ichiro Oda. I think that's super unique, and I think people in the future are going to want to open the set to chase a card like that, especially if the hobby picks up. You also have a Trafalgar Law manga card, and again, this is a set that has more than one manga card. Captain manga as well, you have a Nami, you have an Uta, so you have a little bit of waifu as well, a Yamato. So again, set's very, very deep, but you have that top chase card that's worth a ton of money, and for that reason, we have to put it at the top of A tier, Gear 4 tier, whatever you want to call it, even in front of Romance Dawn. The price difference between those two sets, $2,400 versus $5,400 almost, so more than double. It has to be above it for now. Next up, Wings of the Captain, $137, $138. Booster box price, top 3 value, $908, top 5 value, almost $1,100, top 10 value, almost $1,400. So compared to a lot of these other sets, that's on the higher end of the average sets. And when we go look at this, you have the Roronoa up top, $670-ish. You have a Rebecca card, waifu, there you go. Charlotte Linlin, Yamato, Miss All Sunday, and then another Zoro card, top 6. You have a Buggy in there as well. And you guys, if you watch the videos, I kind of like Buggy in the original season. I've started watching the anime. I like his character. So in this set, yeah, again, like nothing too crazy, but I think if you can find this box at a decent price, for that reason, I'm going to put it in good tier. And honestly, you can make an argument to probably even move it in front of Paramount War and Pillars of Strength. But just for the fact that these boxes, OPO2 and OPO3, are rotating out next year, I think just for that reason that they're getting a little bit older than OPO6, I'm going to leave OPO6 behind them for now, if that makes sense. Next up, we have OPO7, 500 years in the future. Booster box price, $111. Top 3 value, $750. One of the lowest we've seen so far, slightly higher than Pillars of Strength. Then you have top 5 value, $870. And then top 10 value, $1,070. Just slightly higher than Kingdoms of Intrigue. I'm not super excited about this set. I don't like it too much. You do have some waifu in here though. You have the Boa Hancock manga up top, $500. You have a Nami card. You have Jewelry Bonnie. Another Boa Hancock, Doflamingo. So some decent cards, some decent waifu that people probably want to pull in the future. But again, nothing too crazy. For this, I'm probably going to put 500 years in the future in decent tier. And I'm going to actually put it in front of Kingdoms of Intrigue, just because I think the pricing wise right now, even though Kingdoms of Intrigue is a lot older of a set, the booster box is a lot cheaper for 500 years in the future. So if you want to pick up one of these boxes between these two, I'd probably go with 500 years in the future for now. And that's what we'll leave that. Next up, OPO9, I believe is where we're at, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, two Legends. Where is Two Legends over here? Here we go. Two Legends is in trash. Two Legends I am not a fan of. When we look at this set, top 3 value $550, top 5 value $680-ish, top 10 value $910. The only booster box release so far that has a top 10 value under $1,000. When we go look at Two Legends, which is over here somewhere, you have Silver's Rayleigh manga is the top card, $300. You have a Jewelry Bonnie in there as well. So again, some decent waifu, an ace card, sure. Queen, just really not as popular of characters. In terms of artwork and top chase, there isn't too much in it. Even though the booster box price is cheaper, I think, guys, if you're going to invest in One Piece, and again, I say the same thing with Pokemon, you want to invest in the sets that people want to open. And the sets people want to open have cool cards in them, okay? It makes sense. So even though it's cheaper, even though you could probably find this at like $80 USD somewhere, it's just, you're never going to see this become one of the top boxes in One Piece, unless for some strange reason they reprint everything except that, and there's just such a small supply. And again, that doesn't mean you can't see gains on it in the future, but if you want to, kind of give yourself the best chance of making gains, go with the best sets. Go with the sets that are the deepest. Trash set, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. And yeah, that's probably going to be the only set in trash tier so far. Next up, OP09, Emperors in the New World. You guys know I bought a lot of this as well, and I'm actually going to put this in A tier in front of Awakening of the New Era, because I like this set. I think the set is good, but also when we look at the numbers, the booster box price $175, so it's already cheaper than OP05 right now. And I understand it's a very new set; it just came out. OP05 is almost 2 years old. It's going to be 2 years old this year, right? December 2023, so year and a half, something like that. Cheaper set already. Top 3 values higher, $49.85, almost $5,000 for a top 3 value. Top 5 values over $6,000, and then top 10 value is almost $7,000. So looking just at top 10 value, it's $1,600 in front of OP05. And this is a very, very deep set. You have the Goldie Roger up top, $3,300 right now. You have the Monkey D. Luffy manga as well. A Marshall D. Teach manga, you have a Shanks manga, Buggy manga. These cards are all over, well, the Buggy's under, but the first 4 are over $600. The Buggy's $368. The Nami is about $300 as well. You have a Boa Hancock at $234, and just super deep. You have a lot of these wanted posters as well. Very impressive deep set, but having that Goldie Roger up top, $3,300, that is probably the best chase card in One Piece right now. I imagine that the Luffy, which I think is coming in OP13 later this year, or OP11, whichever one it's going to be, that one might actually rival the Gold Roger, and we might even see some other cards eventually that rival it. But for now, it's probably the top chase card in One Piece, and just for that reason, I think you have to put OP09 up here on the list. I'm not going to put it in S tier because I think there's something higher than it in S tier right now, and I'll discuss that in a second. And next up, we have Royal Blood. I'm going to put Royal Blood just in decent, and we'll probably put it at the front of decent. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Royal Blood. $117 booster box right now. A very new set, top 3 value, $819. Top 5 value, $972. Top 10 values, a bit more decent right now, almost $1,300, so that's better than things like Pillars of Strength, Kingdoms of Intrigue. You also have, 500 Years in the Future, 2 Legends. It's better than all of those, so that's decent, but again, nothing too crazy in this set. If we want to go check it out over here, you have the Trafalgar Law up top, $480, Uso Hachi and Edward Newgate. Again, nothing too crazy, guys. For that reason, I'll leave it in decent. Next up is the Memorial Collection EB01. I'm going to put this in A tier, and I'm actually going to put it behind Romance Dawn for now. This set, nothing too crazy in it when we look at values. You have the Tony Chopper, alternate art manga up top, $715. That's really good. You have other couple cards in here, but nothing too crazy outside the Chopper. But this set is a specialty set, which Bandai really doesn't seem to want to reprint. And if that's the case, if this never gets reprinted, this box is going to continue to go. You already see it's at $330 USD, which is second highest on the list. Romance Dawn White Bottom actually is probably higher, closer to 400 right now, but outside of OP01, this is the most expensive box by far. And again, if it doesn't get reprinted, this box will continue to go eventually over time. It's also a pink box. It looks kind of unique and cutesy. I like when things are kind of outliers like that. The box has been selling a bit lower than $330 recently to on TCG Player. But again, if you want to get a little bit of exposure to it because you don't think it's ever going to get reprinted, that's probably the way to go with this set. Don't be buying it for the cards inside or the value of the cards. Buy it for that exclusivity from the specialty sets. And then finally, we have PRB01, the premium booster, and this is going to go in S tier right now. And this might be controversial, putting it higher than OP09 right now. And I think in the future, when we do this list, maybe at the end of 2025, I think OP11, OP13 might end up higher than PRB01. And even when we get PRB02, EB02, things are going to change for sure. But for now, I'm going to put it in S tier and higher than OP09. And the reasoning for this, you have to go deep. When we look at the cards inside, you have a lot of decent reprints. You have the Luffy, you have a Nami, you have a Zoro card, Tony Chopper, you have an Ace, a Shanks, Trafalgar Law, lots of very popular characters. But really what separates this, in my opinion, is just how deep it is. The Gold Dawn cards were an absolute game changer. And when we go look at values, because I think this was important, and I kind of extrapolated out to like top 20 and 30 for a couple sets. You can see top 20 comparing OP05, OP09, and the PRB01. After top 20 value, OP09 is still the most expensive set, but when you get to top 30 value, it actually overtakes it. And I think if you looked at top 40, it would continue going. So the set is very deep. But again, just based on top 20 value, I probably would have given it to OP09, but OP09 is not a specialty set. PRB01 is a specialty set, and again, Bandai doesn't seem to want to print these as much as other sets so far. Again, that could change in the future. Who knows, right? But I'm just speculating, and again, this might be a little bit of a hot take. A lot of you guys might disagree with that, but for now, we're going to leave it in Gear 5 at the top of the list. And I think this is fine. If you guys disagree though, let me know in the comments down below what you think. And in the future, we are going to do this maybe once a year, once every 6 months. Once we get more sets, it's really interesting to see how things develop and change over time. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Thank you for following me on my One Piece investing journey as well. If you enjoy it, leave a like on the video, comment for the algorithm, share it with a friend, helps out a ton. I appreciate you guys. If you are shopping, eBay, Hobbiesville, TCG Player affiliate links down below. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.